What's up, guys? It's time for a change. Yeah, whatever. Judging from the title of this video, you guys already know what this one is about. Otherwise you wouldn't have clicked it. I had a whole list of things ready to say, and like, for some reason I don't know how to say it or how to talk about it. Coming out videos are supposed to be like somewhat happy and like motivational and all these things, but I don't feel that right now. I feel quite somber and depressed, actually. I feel quite nauseous too. So I told you guys I was going to make an announcement sometime soon, and I hinted about it in my last video because I was still trying to figure things out for myself and like evaluate things and test things out and all this stuff, but there it is. I am transgender. It still feels very weird for me to say that out loud. I've struggled with gender identity and gender dysphoria for years. When I think back to it, of course, it sounds so cliche, like I've had dysphoria since I was a child, but I didn't know really that I had it until 2013 when I was a senior in high school. Around that time is when I realized I didn't want my chest. I wanted top surgery. At that time I identified as gay, or as lesbian, whatever you want to call it. I knew I liked women, but I didn't know what gender dysphoria was. I knew about it in theory, like I had researched it and I'd taken like LGBT classes in college, but I never put two and two together that it related to me. I was always insecure and self-conscious and didn't like my body. I didn't feel like one of the girls, but I thought it was just because I was socially awkward and that I was coming into my own and one day I would grow out of it, but I didn't. I always hated my hair, and I cut it short my senior year and it just felt better. I hated being complimented, I still do. I hate being called pretty, cute, all those things. Ever since I was little, I hated it. But like I said, I never put two and two together. Of course I dabble with the idea. I mean, when you're like 18 or 17 years old and you realize you don't want your chest, you're like, am I transgender? But at the time I was like, no, that can't be it, that can't be it. Same thing that happened with me coming out as gay. For some reason that was actually a bit easier. I don't know why this has been so hard for me. For a lot of people I've seen on YouTube, like coming out as transgender is something that a lot of people are just like, oh, I'm transgender, that's it, let's go, let's do it. And for me it's been more of a hesitation there. And I've been fighting it for 4 years now. I think a lot of it comes from denial. It's all denial. Firstly, I had a big misconception of the trans community, and I feel so guilty saying that, but I did. As a lot of people do, especially even people in the LGBT community, well, LGB community. Trying to word this right. There's a stereotype. It's not a good one. That goes around, even within the queer community, that people who are transgender are like radical and just hyper aggressive and all these things that as a whole are not true. There are of course people who are like this, and because of the people I knew who were like that, that was the image of the trans community that I had painted for myself, and I didn't want to be a part of that. I didn't want to be correlated with that, and because of that I went back and forth. I thought I was gender fluid because there were times where I would accept my gender identity and then I would freak out and then be like, but I think I want to miss being female, and I would go back and forth and I would call it fluidity. But for me it wasn't. I'm not saying gender fluidity isn't a thing, I definitely think it is. But for me, I think I was wrong for myself. And my girlfriend was the one to point that out. She knows that whenever I would get anxious I would back out and start doing things more feminine. Like I would occupy myself with school and grow my hair out long, thinking that, oh, I'm so busy, I'll grow my hair out and I won't even really think about it, I won't really notice it. But I did, and I didn't like it. and I tried to look girly for her, if that makes sense. Also worrying that if I did embrace this or research any further, that I would end up pushing her away. And the biggest thing I've had to deal with, even now I'm struggling with, is losing my lesbian identity, because it was such a big part of my identity and something I was really proud of, and I love that community. And I'm learning to kind of cope and realize that I can't really lose something that I never was. But like I said, it's a struggle. It really is a process. Thankfully I have therapy and things like that is helping out with it, but it's going to take a little while for me. I'm one of those people, I can tell it's going to take a while for me to adjust to this. So obviously it's not just an adjustment for me, it's an adjustment for everyone in my life. And I've been tailoring my transition specifically to everyone. Some people, like at work, my friends, my girlfriend are calling me by my new name, including my sister. I believe she's been on a trip this whole time I've been kind of doing all this stuff, so she hasn't really been talking to me face to face. But, you know, some people are calling me by he, him, his pronouns. Some people are calling me by they, them, theirs. Most people are still calling me she. And I look at people who have been most supportive and most involved, who are ready to take that step, and then tell them, like, hey, by the way, I also want to be called this. And as people are becoming more acclimated, I am changing things slowly for each person, as opposed to just be like, hey, my name is this and you better call me this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be hyper aggressive, and because I'm not used to it. Trust me, I hear this new name and I'm like, who the fuck is this? When I hear the name, it's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh wait, that's me. It's unfamiliar, but it's right. I can tell it's right, if that makes sense. It's just, when you've been using the same name for 22 years, it's kind of a hard habit to break. Right now I just have a lot of fears. My anxiety and depression have skyrocketed significantly this past week. The fact that I'm about to start my period might be a factor as well, but I just feel stressed all the time. Feel very nauseous, I'm crying a lot, I'm sleeping a lot, and I'm very disoriented. There's a lot of times where I can't sleep, and then when I do, I'm having nightmares, or I'm having great dreams and people are calling me by my name and calling me by the right pronouns, and those dreams are nice, and I'm realizing that I like it. So basically, like I said, the hardest part for me is learning how to lose or let go of one identity and reclaim a new one. And the biggest one right now that had me really, really depressed the past couple days, to the point where I was having like an anxiety attack, was not knowing when I can start this process due to my financial situation. It's really bad for me. My insurance is like most people's insurance. I have TRICARE, which is like a military-based insurance. My family's military. So we kind of know how the military is when it comes to transgender issues. They cover hormones, but not surgery. And for me, surgery is the thing I need first and foremost. Top surgery. I need it. I don't want to start anything else before I get that done. So figuring out how to get $8,000 is number one on the agenda. But I also have other things to do, like getting a student loan for my new classes and finding a place to live, so I have no idea when I'm going to be able to get surgery. And I'm not going to bind my chest. I can't wear binders. I've tried it before. They're incredibly painful for me. I can never make it through the entire day wearing it. Also because of my anxiety, it feels like I can't breathe and I kind of start to freak out. And also, it makes me more aware of my chest because I constantly feel it, so I'm constantly thinking about my chest. And as someone who can't really pass right now, to me it conflicts. Like I said, everything I'm saying does not apply to all people. For me, this is what I feel. For example, I like having a flat chest. I like having my facial hair, but because I still present very feminine, I won't do it because I don't want to clash, because it makes me more aware of the things that I can't change. So mostly right now I'm just struggling with, like I said, the anxiety and depression affiliated with change, but I'm slowly learning to adapt to it. I have my great days where I feel just confident and happy and excited, and then my not so great days like today, yesterday, possibly the day before, mostly because I feel like I'm on public display. I don't like being the center of attention. So when you're at work and you change your name, and there's a bunch of new people getting hired too, everyone's starting to address you by your new name. Everyone has questions, which I don't mind answering questions because these people are my friends and they've known me for a while and they're genuinely curious and they want to help me in the best way possible. I don't feel persecuted. I feel very supported at work, and it's one of my happy places right now, as weird as that sounds. But I hate being the center of attention. Even if they don't act like I am, I know it's a topic of conversation, if that makes sense. I know it is. And I just wish I could pass already so that I don't have to be a topic of discussion anymore. All my life I've wanted nothing more than to blend in. I just want to blend in. As weird as that may sound, a lot of people would just be like, oh, be proud, be out, whatever. And like, if someone asks me, like, are you trans? I'm like, yes. But I just want a moment of silence, if that makes sense. I'm so tired of being stared at and questioned all the time. About my sexuality, about my gender, about my race, which is always going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I just need a moment's silence in some area. So like I said, these changes are happening quickly, but slowly at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain. I found a new gender therapist, so I'm about to go see her soon, and we're in the process of scheduling my first appointment. And I feel like once that happens, I'll feel a lot better. But until then, I'm kind of just trying to take it day by day, really. And yeah. I think I'm going to start tailoring my videos more towards my transition now. Once I actually start doing that. Of course, I'll be putting out other little videos like I've been doing, but once I start transitioning, I'm definitely going to document that. And like I said, I'm in the process of saving up for surgery. I have an Indiegogo account, which is like a GoFundMe account. It's a fundraising account like Kickstarter, any of those accounts. But the thing about Indiegogo that I like is that if you guys feel the urge to want to donate to my top surgery fund, you get something in return called a perk, which is like a handmade gift or something from me in return. So don't really think of it as a donation. It's more like you're buying something, I guess. I don't know. Donation with benefits. And the crazy thing is, if everyone on my channel, all of my subscribers could donate just $2, I would be able to get surgery. That's insane to think about that way. That I have that many people watching me and like actually keeping up with me. It's humbling. I'll put the link to it below, but I'm going to make another video that describes in detail what each perk is and how it works and all these things. So yeah, and this was a longer video than I wanted it to be, but thank you guys for listening. And lastly, my name is Avery, and welcome back to my channel.